to the risk of rip currents. For all areas today, expect invariably cloudy and breezy to windy conditions with few stray showers possible through tonight. A small craft caution is in effect for the northwest Bahamas, while a small craft advisory remains in effect in the central and southeast Bahamas. Winds will be east to southeast at 15 to 20 knots in the northwest Bahamas, becoming occasionally gusty at times, and easterly at 15 to 25 knots in the central and southeast Bahamas. Your seas will run 4 to 6 feet in the northwest Bahamas and 5 to 8 feet in the central and southeast Bahamas. We're expecting a daytime high temperature of 82 degrees Fahrenheit, that is 28 degrees Celsius, with an overnight low of 64 degrees Fahrenheit, 18 Celsius. Sun will rise at 7:02 a.m. this morning and set at 7:24 p.m. this evening. We're going for a high tide at 7:17 a.m. this morning. Tide will be low at 1:37 p.m.
This is the ZNS Network, providing radio and high-definition television services for the entire Bahamas. ZNS Network is operated by the Broadcasting Corporation of the Bahamas. It is located at Harcourt Rusty Bethel Drive, Centerville, Nassau. Our programming is designed to inform, educate, and entertain. We invite you to join us.
The following is a preamble of the Constitution of the Commonwealth of the Bahamas.
Whereas 481 years ago, the rediscovery of this family of islands, rocks and keys, heralded the rebirth of the New World. And whereas the people of this family of islands, recognizing that the preservation of their freedom will be guaranteed by a national commitment to self-discipline, industry, loyalty, unity, and an abiding respect for Christian values and the rule of law. Now, know we therefore, we the inheritors of and successors to this family of islands, recognizing the supremacy of God and believing in the fundamental rights and freedoms of the individual, do hereby proclaim in solemn praise the establishment of a free and democratic sovereign nation, founded on spiritual values, and in which no man, woman, or child shall ever be slave or bondsman to anyone, or their labor exploited, or their lives frustrated by deprivation, and do hereby provide by these articles for the indivisible unity and creation under God of the Commonwealth of the Bahamas.
What you see on this television station is governed by IRCA's Code of Practice for Content Regulation. The Code of Practice covers matters relating to program content that are of concern to the community, such as local content, news, current affairs, and programs for children, advertising, including political advertisements, and the responsibilities associated with broadcasting in the Bahamas. The code also covers aspects such as access services for the hearing and visually impaired, and the procedure for lodging a complaint about anything broadcasted by this television station. The code is available on IRCA's website at www.ircabahamas.bs. To receive a copy of the code by mail or in person, you may telephone IRCA at 242-393-0234. Family Island dialing is toll-free at 242-300-8722. Or you may send...
It's Wednesday, March 30th, 2022, and the morning edition is live. On today's show, the school policing program is back. C.R. Walker recognizes outstanding students in business studies. Efforts to improve reading levels at L.W. Young continue. And Kai Jones continues to dominate the NBA G League. So let's start the morning off right.
The Morning Edition is brought to you by We Buy, You Sell Company, your leading hurricane impact windows, doors, and tile specialist.
You will never know your limit until you push yourself to them. Good morning, everyone, and welcome to the Morning Edition. I'm LaDawn Davis.
Good morning, everybody. Glad to be back. I'm Charles Fisher. How you doing,
so
LaDawn?
Good. So great to have you back. We were a bit worried about you, but you're back.
I was down and out. The weather had me the last 2 days. You know, sometimes we talk to ourselves. I was thinking that I was still like 21 and 22. And, you know, this is my birthday month. And I was doing a lot of things, just overexerting myself. And then my body said to me, Charles, are you really thinking that you are still 21?
16.
I said, yes, I look like I'm 21.
Yeah.
Then I said, no. And then the body just shut down and said, no, I'm gonna treat you just how old you are. So I had to just sit back and relax. So I don't know what I'm gonna do for the next 2 days of March, but I'm taking it easy.
Yes, take it easy.
I've been, you know.
So glad to have you back.
I'm glad to be back as well. Hope you had a great 2 days without me. I know you called and checked up on me. Thanks to everybody that called and checked up on me. And also our Crystal Darling is out this morning. This is really...
So, I mean, you're here and then she's out. Oh, boy, you guys.
She's getting in and out. So, but we still have traffic for you this morning, and that's where we find our Corporal Patrick Kemp. He's somewhere off Faith Avenue. Good morning, Corporal Kemp.
Good morning, Fisher. Good morning, LaDawn. Fisher, it's nice to have you back in studios. Today is a good day, and then under the sound of my voice, and if you're hearing me in the land that we live in, that is definitely a good sign, and we ought to be grateful. We had the intersection of Carmichael Road and Faith Avenue. And let me tell you, I want to say to the drivers out there, please drive with due care and attention. Just standing at this intersection, I've had a driver in a silver Ford F-150 truck just decide to come up the middle lane and attempt to run the red light. This kind of inconsiderate and foolish driving is reckless to the public and is likely to cause an accident. So I want to say to you drivers out there, please drive with due care and attention. We had a little small road check on yesterday, and I want to say to the would-be criminals out there to please cease and desist with your criminal activities, especially when it concerns the fraudulent use of licensed disc. If you would have noticed, there's a disc there. It would be registered to a Land Rover. However, on yesterday we discovered that this disc would have been attached to a Nissan Note. And if you look closely at that, the numbers would have been altered, where the year 2022 was placed there. And I want to say to you drivers, when you're purchasing these vehicles, please make sure that you have all the proper documentation to these vehicles. It's incumbent on you as the buyer to make sure that the vehicle is roadworthy and is proper before purchasing that vehicle. You want to purchase the vehicle with your title of certificate. Check the title of certificate, and if it doesn't line up with the vehicle's information, you do not want to purchase that vehicle because you will be arrested like that driver on yesterday. Again, I want to encourage all drivers to have a safe and a productive day. And back to you in studios, LaDawn and Fisher.
Thanks for that, Corporal Kemp, for that good point there. 70 degrees, that's what we are waking up to. Clear skies, winds east-southeast at 9 miles per hour. Humidity 77% now. Strong high pressure continues to promote moderate to locally fresh winds across the Bahamas. Throughout tonight, for all areas of the Bahamas, weather will be cloudy and breezy to windy with few stray showers possible throughout tonight. Today's high temperature reaching 82 degrees Fahrenheit, a chilly overnight low of 64. And as we look ahead to Thursday and Friday, winds subsiding with sunshine on Thursday, 83 in the day, 75 at night. And then on Friday, as we head into the weekend, humid, breezy in the morning, 85 in the day, 73 at night.
The government is taking action to curb violence on school campuses with the reintroduction of the school policing program, this time in a much reduced format. Nevertheless, officials are hoping it will have the desired effect of increasing safety on all campuses, particularly those where gang affiliations generate the most concern. Minister of National Security, the Honorable Wayne Monroe, confirmed that police officers have been stationed at 9 public schools here in New Providence.
They went in on Monday. There should have been, I saw photos of them meeting with administrators and some students. It is a matter that we've acted. We've received some feedback from Mr. Carlos Reed, Reverend Carlos Reed, who went into the schools. He's a consultant at the Ministry of National Security. I've received communication from Belinda Wilson, the president of the BUT. And we will take them on board. The one thing that everyone agrees to is that the police have a place in school.
Education Minister, the Honorable Gladys Hannah Martin, acknowledges the buy-in for police officers returning to school campuses in the wake of recent incidents. She says 6 senior and 3 junior high schools were identified as being the most in need.
There is a broad-based acceptance that the circumstances on several campuses are destabilized in some instances and that they require some level of, stabilization to ensure that there are no incidents that negatively impact safety on the campus. We're not dealing in a normal environment for these young people. I mean, they're coming back now to a socialized environment, but they have been in an abnormal situation for about 2 years. This has had a negative impact. We are going to steadily work it through until we bring about some level of regularity in their lives and the lives of the Bahamian people.
A 13-year-old boy has been remanded in connection with last week's stabbing incident at the A.F. Adderley Junior High School, the end result of the juvenile's court appearance, during which time he was formally charged with attempted murder. The teen was not required to enter a plea to the charge. Bail was denied. The accused, whose name cannot be released due to his age, will wait it out at the Simpson Penn Center for Boys until May 31st. At that time, a voluntary bill of indictment will be served, fast-tracking the case to the Supreme Court. Ambassador of the European Union to Jamaica, Belize, the Bahamas, Turks and Caicos, and the Cayman Islands, Her Excellency Marianne Van Steen, paying a courtesy call on Prime Minister and Minister of Finance, the Honorable Philip Davis, at his Cable Beach office on Tuesday. The EU is a political and economic union of 27 member states, primarily in Europe, representing an estimated population of about 447 million. The European Commission's website states that the Bahamas, along with 13 other Caribbean nations in 2008, signed the CARICOM EU Economic Partnership Agreement. The EU ambassador also making a similar call on Foreign Affairs Minister, the Honorable Fred Mitchell. New Providence adding another confirmed COVID case to its total, the only positive case in the latest release from the Ministry of Health and Wellness. No change to hospitalizations. That number still at 8, with one of those cases in the intensive care unit. There have been 3 more recoveries, with 184 additional RT-PCR tests completed. Diversifying the local tourism economy and the way forward is the focus of a leadership event set for tomorrow. RBC and the Oxford Business Group have teamed up for the virtual Power Pact presentation.
Oxford will highlight the salient points from the report, which focuses on tourism diversification, climate change mitigation strategies, and emerging economic models to grow the tourism sector here in the Bahamas. Also among our featured guest speakers will be the Minister of Economic Affairs, Senator Michael Halkitis, and the Acting Director General of Tourism, Latia Duncombe. Both the Minister and Acting DG will also be a part of a panel discussion.
The public-private partnership procurement process for the Grand Bahama International Airport officially underway. Those interested can visit the Department of Aviation's website. Once the required information is submitted, immediate access to the request for pre-qualifications and the project information memorandum will be available through the email address provided. Officials advise that only respondents that have been shortlisted in the request for pre-qualification stage will advance to the second phase. The RFP is tentatively scheduled to begin during the second quarter of this year.
Started with today's lesson. Bobby, can you tell me the national bird of the Bahamas?
Miss J, we can't hear Bobby because he's fooling around with the other guys.
All right now, y'all settle down. That's okay, Bobby. I'll have a talk with your mom. It's time to transform the way you learn.
Transform the way you learn and improve your in-home Wi-Fi coverage with Eero.
It's not chocolate, candy, alcohol, or drugs, but truth be told, it's equally addictive, and so much so that its intervention is warranted. It's the world of gambling, and physician at Sanders Rehabilitation Center, Dr. Sean Knowles, makes it quite clear that there's nothing good about it.
The first one is needs to gamble with increasing amounts of money in order to achieve the excitement, is restless or irritable when attempting to cut down or to stop gambling. Number 3, has made repeated unsuccessful attempts to either control or cut back or stop gambling. Number 4, is often preoccupied with gambling and constantly thinking of new ventures and ways of trying to win monies. The next one is often gambles when feeling distressed. After losing money, gambling often returns another day to get even, which we call chasing one's losses. Lies, and this is a big one, lies to conceal the extent of involvement with gambling.
Now here's who's most vulnerable to the addiction.
I see a whole lot of women. In fact, statistics have shown that once a woman starts gambling, she has the likelihood of really developing a gambling disorder within that 1 year. And so I've seen a lot of women who have, for example, here in the Bahamas, have gone spinning, have gone to the number houses. They would take either children's monies, needed for their school fees or for, food, etc., to gamble because of the addictive nature of it.
Some person who would just start to gamble just for fun, but then, of course, they would have gotten a big win, meaning they would play when they $5 and they win $100, $150, so that excites them. So what they do is they try to get that thrill and that win again. So they go on and on and on, and sometimes they're lost, and then they start to chase their losses. 86 Knights of C.R. Walker's 2022 graduating class recognized for their stellar performances in the Pittman Accounts levels 1 through 3 in the Bahamas General Certificate of Secondary Education National Examinations and Office Procedures, English Language, Keyboarding, and Accounts. The first class students received their trophies and certificates during a special ceremony on the school's campus Tuesday morning. Aspiring certified public accountant Ashanti Humes and future defense attorney George Toby, both excited to be honored for their good grades.
I'm feeling pretty great about my grades because I got the highest you could get. Preparing for it was fairly easy because I took the PGCSE in grade 11, so it was easy preparing for the City and Guilds in grade 12.
During the examination, since there wasn't any COVID-19, I felt like there wasn't a lot of pressure on me to, in terms of how hard the examination was, because I had my business studies teachers to help me throughout my endeavors.
Reading a book a day or even once a month will open up a window of opportunities for all who take advantage of it. This saying is true for students and teachers at the L.W. Young Junior High School who recently christened their new reading garden. Principal Deborah Thompson gave more insight on how the reading garden will be utilized.
Anyone that wants to come here to study during the break or lunch period to read a book, they're more than welcome. The other thing is the Rotaract just donated a mini library and all of those beautiful books. Thank you all so much. And so that will be here. So the children can just come and take a book, read a book, and return the book for someone else to enjoy. We really just want to focus on, the learning loss and bringing our children up as much as possible to where they need to be in order for them to continue to be successful even after this pandemic.
While reading levels continues to be a challenge and a concern in our schools, Thompson remains hopeful that this new reading space would improve those levels significantly.
I think reading is a challenge nationwide, and I think the pandemic may have increased that may have increased that. All right, we have children who did not do grade 6, unfortunately. You know, parents who kept children home for the past 18 months. All right, and so of course we're going to need whatever enrichment and intervention program that we can get to help them so that they can recover some of that learning loss.
Farmers Agriculture and Industrial Corporation executives, along with the Agriculture and Marine Resources Policy and Planning Unit, are mounting a pilot study to hold an agriculture census. The study will determine several factors critical to agriculture advancement.
The reality is we have not had an agricultural census since 1994. So hopefully we get the funding and we're able to at least do a pilot market so we could give you accurate and correct statistics and figures on how many farmers do that we have, what is their aging demographics. The demographics we can speak about anecdotally just because we've known that we've been having an aging farmer syndrome. That's not just for Nassau or the Family Islands, but regionally.
Cabinet has approved a $177,000 relief package for Grand Bahama vendors that, according to that island's minister, the Honorable Ginger Moxie, will be distributed this week. The $500 allocations are expected to benefit nearly 350 vendors. And as we head to the break, we take a look back at a day in Bahamian history. On March 30th, 1966, well-known British pop group The Animals was in town for a recording and 2 shows at the Cat and Fiddle, which benefited the Children's Emergency Hostel and Crippled Children's Fund. Also on this day in 1992, the Bahamas issued its first commemorative $1 banknote, which celebrated the country's quincentennial.
Legend. A story that has been passed on for generations. In our history, there are numerous untold stories.
Lord and the King, oh, be reconciled.
She's Alice Monka, soloist, ranking among the world's best. The Cat Island native found inspiration singing from her early days in Noses.
I went up and no one could have played no instrument for me because they didn't know I could sing.
Seasoned entrepreneur and philanthropist Lincoln Deal joins us next time on Journey TV. Tune in to hear some of his greatest fights and failures and how these were turned into his biggest wins because of his relentless pursuit to fulfill purpose. Don't you miss this powerful episode. Tune in every Thursday at 8 p.m. right here on ZNS. Journey TV, we share life's truths.
By giving unconditionally, not expecting anything in return, I thought it was a wonderful way of showing this love, and I believe that it is love that truly draws people, and so I thought we could cover a lot more people by feeding. Volunteers, you know, they have truly been sold.
My passion is to help, and I thank God for what I can do through the help of Bahamas Feeding Network.
Well, Kai Jones with another double-double last night, 25 points, 40 rebounds. Just not getting enough help as his Greensboro Swarm lost to Maine in the NBA G League play 144-107. Now these same 2 teams hook up again on Thursday. A major sailing event set to return to our shores, the last being held 3 years ago. The Optimist North American Championships are expected to be back in New Providence later on this year.
That will be the largest event we've ever had in this country, and it's basically the same event that we had back in 2019. We had 167 boats, 20 countries, so we're expecting more boats this year in November, and we'll probably have 20, 21 countries.
Well, after nearly a 2-year hiatus due to the COVID-19 pandemic, the Bahamas Flag Football League making its much anticipated return this past weekend. Well, teams laced up their cleats and settled some much lingering scores on the gridiron while fans were ecstatic to have their favorite pastime back. Van Dyke Bell is the league's new commissioner, and he says protocols are in place to keep both athletes and spectators safe.
I think we did pretty well with the protocols. The executives, head by our president, Bianca, she was working very hard in the background, ensuring that everybody was safe. And the officials, you know, Rodney, we're just making sure that everybody is adhering to all the social protocols. You know, we're trying to make sure that everyone's safe and we can have a good time, family environment, so that everybody can come out and play safe, and we can definitely enjoy ourselves.
Well, Ladonna was watching some flag football just now, and you look like you would be a good wide receiver.
You think so?
A good wide receiver. Did you do any kind of athletic?
No, nothing. I attempted high jump, and that didn't pan out too well.
You attempted to high jump, but you didn't?
That didn't, yeah. These long legs just couldn't get over the stick. Yeah.
Anything else? You didn't run? You look like a great 800-meter runner?
No, not even basketball, no.
Volleyball?
No.
Jumping to conclusions?
Well, yeah.
Running your mouth?
Pretty good at that. No, well, no, not that either. But yeah, probably.
You're good at running your mouth, though.
I got that from you.
You are a world champion. I wish I bought that medal just to put around your neck. It's good to see sports. It's coming back, though. You have some lots of stuff happening. In the Providence Basketball Association, they're getting set to open up their season. The Carifta Trials is this weekend. They're heading to Jamaica the Easter weekend. We also have swimming over there in Barbados. And then Cat Island is have a major fishing tournament coming up.
That's something that sounds like that's right up your alley.
Fishing tournament coming up next week. So it's going to be a great thing for sports. But it's Wednesday, and you know what happens on Wednesday?
You're going to cook something. I know you always have your little adventures you want us to try. Anything?
No, I'm just coming off under the weather, so I'm watching my diet nowadays.
Oh, boy.
So
I see the stomach is going down a bit, so that's good, yeah.
No, that's a shake. So we're going to have something special in the kitchen when we come back from this break.
The natural resources of the Bahamas play a critical role in supporting Bahamian livelihoods. For example, the fishing and tourism industry, which include fishermen, seafood exporters, hoteliers, dive operators, restaurants, and others. Collectively, they generate approximately $1.5 billion a year. Therefore, we must respect and preserve what we have. These resources belong to us.
This is my livelihood.
This is my livelihood.
This is my livelihood.
So let's all do our part to maintain our local economy and a good quality of life. Remember, if we take care of nature, nature will take care of us.
Legend. A story that has been passed on for generations. In our history, there are numerous untold stories.
The first real hit was Foxhole Gal.
Yeah, that was about 1975, I think. I gave that with 2 or 3 other songs to King Eric. I was told at the time he was the biggest recording artist on the island, so I approached him with a couple of songs, and he liked that one, and as they say, the rest is history.
The rest is history, right?
Yeah.
Want a Foxhole Gal when I get lonely.
Yeah.
It is my pleasure to welcome you to Morning Devotions as we continue our journey through Lent, at which time we are all called to focus our attention on repentance, as we hear the echo of the voice of the prophet John the Baptist, to turn to God and the things of God with a heart and a mind of contrition. During these 40 days of obligation, the church highlights 3 particular characteristics which are meant to aid us on our Lenten journey. First of all, there is prayer, which is simply talking with God, which we should set time aside for at least twice a day. Secondly, we are called to fast, the act of self-denial, which is a form of spiritual discipline, especially on Fridays during Lent. And thirdly, almsgiving, by which we provide assistance to the less fortunate in our society. Today, I ask you to focus your attention on almsgiving, always remembering that everything comes from God, is a gift from God, and all things belong to God. The call to almsgiving goes much beyond our tenth, our tithes, which we are called to give, but rather it is an act of sacrificial giving to assist the poor and the less fortunate that live with us. I invite you today to join with me in acts of charity and compassion, and let us find it necessary, out of the blessings and the abundance that God has bestowed upon us, to assist those who cannot help themselves. It is my prayer that you keep a faithful Lent. God bless you and keep you.
Well, we're not making no ice cream and grits this morning, but today is turkey neck soup day. The challenges cooks to make a flavorful soup with the stock made from a neck of a turkey. And the best and most delicious way to make turkey soup is to get the onions, the carrots, the celery, the herbs, and other seasonings. All the ingredients will be added to the stock pot and covered with water and brought to a simmer. Now, you don't know much about cooking, so that was just a little lesson for you. We weren't able to find any turkey necks, but thanks to our Cindy, she was able to get us some turkey sauce this morning. And
I noticed she forgot the carrots, but anyway, we'll have that discussion after the show. But yeah.
So even with us being mostly under the weather, this turkey sauce will come in good. So today is Turkey Sauce Day, and I want everybody to go there and get your turkey sauce. Thanks to our Cindy for bringing this morning on What's Your Plate Wednesday. But next week, Wednesday, we have something special for our viewers. You know, my good friend, he cooked us some soup the other day, and everybody here in the corporation was able to celebrate in that. And then yesterday, him and a good friend of mine, Sinclair, they got into who, you know, our guys go, who is the best cook? So they are going to do a cook challenge next week. They're going to cook soup and sauce for the morning edition, and they want us to be the judge.
When God made man, he made an Exuma man. And then he made the rest. No, he made Sinclair's first out of all the men. And he gave Sinclair 9 acres and said, go down there and develop down to the Adventure Farm. And I producing everything. I'm ready for this cook-off with you. I'm ready. Okay, we will see. I can meet you that day. And guess what? Exuma man coming first. No. I will be the reputation for the Bahamian man. You a Bahamian too, but I can mash you up. Okay, I got all the food right there on the farm, everything you could possibly use to make that soup. I agree. I agree with you. You got all the grill provisions, but guess what? You don't have the secret, my brother. What can make you so different? What's gonna make you so different? I have the secret. I born with the secret. Okay. I think you got a little bit of secret for me. So on Tuesday we can prove that, eh? Okay, good. All right. Okay, Tuesday. All right.
Tuesday is the big cook-off between Sinclair and Philip, and we're looking forward to that. Celebrity judges and everybody's invited to come on down, and they can get a sample of what the guys will be, and that's our feature for What's on Your Plate. We'll announce the winner on Wednesday, so everybody's going to come down. But today, March is my birthday. We've had a lot of persons' birthday in March, and we have some persons celebrating today. Agatha Christie, don't want to say her age, but she's celebrating a birthday today.
She's
our
forever
producer,
young.
so happy birthday, Agatha. Also celebrating birthday today is Andrea Janor, the newsroom manager who keeps everybody in check. I don't want to say her age because they'll call me after the show and say, how old is Andrea? How old is Agatha? And then when they go to these places and win their money, they don't say, hey, LaDawn and Fisher here, something. But and also we have celebrating birthday today, Siobhan Davis.
Siobhan Davis is celebrating birthday.
So it's a birthday triplets here at the BCB today. Look like we're going to have breakfast.
Yes.
We're going to have lunch. And we're going to have dinner. All courtesy of Agatha, Siobhan,
and Andrea.
Yes. So.
But I'm waiting for the cake. I don't see any cake, any coffee, any tea. So, Agatha, I guess breakfast is on you this morning.
But we already have breakfast. How much more breakfast do you want?
Well, you know, we love our guts, so you know, we love our stomachs.
Where does your food go? Because you're still nice and trim.
Just, yeah, in my leg.
Yeah, everybody, LaDawn wears a size 12.
I'm a 6. Yeah, I'm a 6 now, yeah.
And be sure to stay tuned into the ZNS Network for news as it happens, TV and radio updates throughout the day. Then you can tune into the Northern Edition at 6:30 and the Bahamas tonight at 7 o'clock.
And that's it for us this morning. Are you going to taste your turkey sounds that Cindy provided for us? Yeah. Have a great morning, everybody.
You're watching the ZNS Network, the People's Station.